YTPC, Padre coming to you via the virtual airwaves of YouTube to say hello there, YouTube community. How the heck are you? So blessed to have you tuning in for this little video. Today, when I'm recording this, it is June 1. It is the first day of June. And if you're like me and you subscribe to the Briar Report newsletter, you saw in that newsletter that June is the month of Pipe Week. I don't know exactly what week in June it is. I was hoping I'd hear from Phil. I tweeted out to him before I started recording, but he didn't immediately get back to me. But I do know this. There is a Pipe Week Awards ceremony coming up in June. That's exciting, and that's toward the end. So it makes me think that perhaps that last week in June is going to be Pipe Week. I don't know. A little house cleaning. What I do know is, in this here Missouri Meerschaum, I am enjoying some Sutliff East Farthing. A wonderful little aromatic from the good folks at Sutliff. Hey, I wanted to do something for the month of June. We're kind of, heading into summer. It's the 6th month of the year. It puts us kind of, heading into the halfway point of the year. I thought we could have a little bit of fun this June and see if we can get the ball rolling with kind of a little viral kind of presentation over here on the YouTube. Pardon me. Didn't want to cough. All right, just swallowed wrong there. Here's what I want to do. I want to start a little trend today, and maybe we can do this all through the month of June up until the end of Pipe Week. And what it is, it's 6 for the 6th month. I don't know. I don't have a better name. Maybe somebody else has got a better name. But I've got here 6 questions that I'm going to toss out. Question number 1 has 1 question or 1 answer associated. Question number 2 asks for 2 answers. Question 3 asks for 3 answers. I think you see how this is going. And then it's going to wrap up with question number 6, where I'm going to ask 6 members of the YTPC to do the same thing. See where we're going with this? So whoever's got a good creative name for it, you can add that along later. Here's what we're going to do though. Question number 1 that I want folks to answer is this. Name a blend you'll never smoke again just because it was that horrible. Do you have one blend that you, no matter what, let's just say it was the last thing left on earth, it would make you just give up the pipe for forever? Now, I had 2 that crossed my mind, but I'm going to narrow it down to 1. The one I crossed off the list was something called Semois. I'd be willing to go back and try that one again. That was just, if I'm not mistaken, it was burly. It was just a little too much for me. But what I will not cross off my list and go back to again is something that I had gifted to my friend Matches 860, a jar of bacon old fashioned. They can keep that stuff. If that were the only thing left, I would just quit. I wouldn't bother with our hobby anymore. That's my 1 for question number 1. Question number 2, name 2 blends that you'd be okay with if they were the only blends you could enjoy from this time forward. In other words, these are 2 desert island blends. You're stuck on a desert island for the rest of your life. What 2 blends would you be okay with? I'm going to be real simplistic in my answer on this. I'm going to go with just 2 Old Faithfuls. Number 1 is what I think is my favorite codger blend, and that's Granger. I really could have that as an everyday blend. It's fine. It just doesn't disappoint. And number 2, I think along those same lines is St. Bruno. Another good blend. I know those aren't fancy. Some people may say something like Penzance or, some of the more fancier. I'm just telling you, Granger and St. Bruno would do it for me. If I stuck on an island with those 2, I'd be okay. I'd be fine with that. Question number 3. Name 3 blends that you've never had, or that you've had, but because they ain't there no more, you don't have access to them anymore, so it's over with. I think for me, the 3 would be, I think for sure, McClellan 2015. That is one that unfortunately I didn't have for the first time until after McClellan shut down, and I acquired some in a trade. So, and I still have a little of that left, but that's disappointing that I'm never going to be able to get that again. Number 2 on that list is probably in that same sort of ballpark. McClellan. The first one was a vapor, Virginia Perique, I think, but the second was a McClellan brand as well. Frogmorton Cellar. That's disappointing. Never going to have that again. Well, I've got some, but once that's gone, that's it. Ain't there no more. And number 3 is I never had the original. I mean, and I guess I'm not old enough. Never had a chance to try the original Balkan Sobrani. And so if I could go back to the 70s in a time machine, I think I'd pick some of that up. From what I understand, it was good stuff. And what's out there now under that same label is close and it's good, it's fine, but it just doesn't do the original. So I think that's my 3 for question number 3. Number 4, name 4 pipe smokers, dead or alive, that you'd love to have a bowl with. All right, I'm going to start with a couple of, well, I'm going to give you 3 of my 4 ain't there no more. I would love to sit in person and have a bowl with John. Matches 860. Obviously, we all miss John, and I think that's probably an answer that I'm not the only one that would come up with that. 2 others who have gone on, in fact, they were gone on long before I was even here. I would enjoy a bowl with C.S. Lewis. Number 1, he's one of my favorite authors, and just a fantastic Christian apologist and theologian. I would love to smoke a bowl with C.S. Lewis. And along those same lines, another author, Mark Twain. 3 of my 4, again, ain't there no more. John, C.S. Lewis, Mark Twain. And then I think my 4th one, this is one I have a shot at. He's still around. I'd love to have a bowl with Phil at the Breyer Report. So that's my 4 for question number 4. Number 5, name 5 YTPC presenters you'd recommend to a newbie. 5 that you'd recommend to a newbie. Now I'm going to dig back on a couple of these, number 1 and number 2, again because they're no longer with us. And one of those I just mentioned that I would love to have a bowl with, and that's John, Matches 860. If there was somebody new to our community and I were going to send them to a channel, I would say you've got to check out Matches 860, because I think that he sort of quintessentially typifies what this community is all about. So definitely he's one of my 5 I would recommend. Another one, no longer with us. In fact, this gentleman had passed away even before I had gotten active in the YTPC. I was watching his videos for, I think, a couple of years before I realized that he had already passed away. And that's a piper by the name of Old Pipe Pops. Old Pipe Pops. If you haven't seen any of his videos, go ahead, check him out. Put that name in the YouTube search, and I think you would thoroughly enjoy it. The 3rd one I think I would recommend to newbies is Sue Dunhill. And I'll tell you why. I think we are such a diverse collection in this community that I think people should see it's not just a bunch of staunchy old men. We got ladies who enjoy our hobby as well. I think Sue's got a fantastic channel, and I think that a newbie would totally learn a lot from her and get a lot out of that channel. Along those lines, I think my 4th recommendation is piping artists Steph and Skip. So Steph and Skip Kane, because I think that what's really cool about that is a newbie would get the opportunity to see that a couple can enjoy this hobby together as well. And I just think that that's super cool and extra special. So that's number 4. And my 5th one I think that I would recommend, YTPC channel I'd recommend to a newbie, would be Stuff and Things. I think Bradley does fantastic work with reviews, top notch. So that's my number 5. And then finally, the 6th question, I'm going to give 6 answers to, and I'm going to call these people out. Number 6 is call out 6 YTPC presenters to play this 6-question challenge during June. Now look, if this goes on into July, that's okay too, right? But it's June 1st and I'm launching it 6th month of the year, so I picked 6. 6 questions. Here we go. The 6 that I'm going to call out YTPC presenters and ask them to make a video like this, do the same thing, get to the end and call out 6 more people. Here they are, no particular order. You just heard me say one of them, Steph and Skip. I'm calling you out. I want to see this video. I think Skip may be away on work. Steph, this may just all fall on you right now. I'm also calling out somebody newer to our community, and that's, am I going to say his name right? Hobbiton Piper. Did I get that right? You know who you are. Fantastic channel, relatively new to the community. I'm going to put links down in my cellar to all 6 of these channels that I'm calling out here. Number 3, one of my absolute favorites. I would love to see him answer these questions. I would be curious as to what his answers are. And it's Lester at Redcoats Renaissance. Fantastic channel, wonderfully entertaining, just a great guy. I'm also calling out, let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to get 6 of these, right? So I'm going to go with Flat Cap Piper. Calling you out, buddy. I want to see you do these 6 questions. And finally, number 6, my good buddy way up north in Rhode Island. I just think this guy is so cool. I wish he made more videos, so I'm going to encourage him here. Mark in Rhode Island, I'm calling you out for the 6-question challenge here in this 6th month of the year 2021. That's it. We're heading into, here we are at the very start of June, and we're going to be having Pipe Week this month, and just thought I'd spice it up a little bit with this 6-question challenge. So if you want to participate, I'll have the questions down in the cellar too. If you've been called out, I'd love for you to make a video response and let me know that you've made it, because I want to watch it, and I think we can have a lot of fun with this. Hey, until we're together again on the virtual airwaves, Padre wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings.